some mixed media panels that I've been working on lately. And to jump right in, I'm running a little behind trying to mix my paint here. I worked on about 7 of these panels yesterday. These are about 10 inches square. And I had to pick a couple to work on with you today. And so I picked this one, which I have no idea where this one is going at all. You know, I'm just going to try to work on it and see where this one goes and what reveals itself as we move along. And this is another one. And this one I want to take a different approach with because I really like this one. And I like it in this orientation. I like it in this orientation. I even like it this way and this way. So I wish I had 4 of these because I'd work on them in each orientation. So because this one is, I feel like it's close to being finished. I just really like the way it looks. I'm going to take a more restrained approach to this one. And so I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to start with this one. And while this one is drying, then I'll go back to the other panels. So I don't know what this one is yet. We're just going to have to see how it starts to reveal itself. I mixed up some colors, which is why I kind of came on a little bit late. A little disorganized here right now. I was trying to figure out my palette and wasn't paying attention to what time it was. So I'm just going to get started here with some a limited palette to try to pick up on some of the colors and things that are happening in this piece already, and see where this goes. And did I get my brushes out? Oh, there they are. So I just back from vacation Thursday night, and just trying to get back in the saddle around here. You know, when you go on vacation, the refrigerator's bare when you get back. And the plants needed to be watered and all that stuff. Some of this on like this. Use this palette knife and get some thickness here. And you know me, I'm going to be adding some water to this. I'm mixing some colors over here to my right. I wish the orientation could be different for live streams with YouTube, but unfortunately it's not. And so you can't really see what I'm doing over there. So if you haven't been here before, I'm Cynthia, and this channel is all about process art, just sort of creating art without really having anything planned. And it's not a tutorial channel. I just like to get on here and share with you my process and hopefully inspire you. Try it yourself or just sit back and enjoy at least how I make art, which I don't always follow any kind of conventional rules, but yeah, just like to come on here and combine some materials. Start with these panels that are some old collages that I started. Oh my gosh, I think I might have started these 6 years ago, and I wasn't happy with where things were going, and so I didn't really finish anything. Let's see if I can get this to prop up here. I need to put a paper towel down. So finally, we have some absolutely beautiful weather here in Michigan. Yes, Michigan was hit with all sorts of things, right? Like wildfire smoke, let's just say diarrhea, lettuce, and what was the other thing? I don't know. Seems like there were three things in a row. Oh, we had a power outage. I don't know. 4th of July, we had power out for a few days, 100-degree weather, wildfire smoke. But now it's beautiful, 75 degrees, sunny. It is dry. I kind of like to let gravity do some things here to this and see what happens. I like to use a lot of water so that I can kind of reveal some of the layers of the collage that are underneath a lot of these panels. And if you've been here before, you've seen me work on these on Saturdays, and then on Wednesdays I usually do some kind of watercolor. And I'm going to be making a video soon kind of revisiting some of these because a lot of times I don't finish them. I need to let things dry, and in the live stream I don't finish them. And so I thought, you know, maybe if you've been here before, you might be curious to see what some of these ended up looking like, because I kind of tried to let the work reveal itself to me as opposed to going in and trying to turn it into something. And if you've been here before, you know that I really see a lot of landscapes in my work, and so that kind of reveals itself as I go along. So this one, I was completely unclear of what this, I worked on it a little bit last night. I was like, this does not look like anything to me yet. So I'm gonna see what else I can come up with this one. I really want this water to trickle down and kind of see what happens. I like to try not to cover up all of the collage that's underneath, because I feel like that's part of what helps me to see what the piece might be. So I think already this one I might set it aside and get out that other one, because this kind of has really some interesting colors happening up there. I really like that. I'd like to let that gravity pull some of that down and mingle it together. Oh, hello. A sunset equals in the comments is saying a sunset or a sunrise, late autumn. Yeah, those are pretty beautiful autumn colors happening right now. And I don't want to cover up that blue. I really like that blue that's happening in there. So today it's nice and quiet in the studio because I don't have to have the fan on. I think I have a video that was, my audio was pretty bad because the fan was droning in the background and I was mumbling, trying to remember not to do that. So I think I like what's happening here, I like these colors, but I'm going to set this one aside and grab that other one. And this one, I like it. I already like it. I like it this way, as I was showing earlier. This, it just feels like light flooding into this cavernous space. And then, you know, this way I like it as well. I feel like with a little bit more work over here, it's like an opening in some cliffs or something. The sky would be up there and the opening. And in this one too, it's almost like I can almost see like a face right here, like in the wall, which I don't usually do anything kind of representate, you know, it's subjective that way. Like, I don't usually do life drawing type things, people. And then I even like this one this way. This, again, it starts to look like more like a landscape. And this way it does too. But I really like it like this. I think this is the direction that I'm going to work. And I'm not going to put any more acrylic paint on here right now. What I have instead are some inks over here that I want to work with so that I don't cover up everything on this. But I want to strengthen some things, deepen some things. And so I'm hoping that by using this method of rubbing on this ink, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I stand up and look at the, yeah, a window, a face looking out. Yeah, it kind of does. Thanks for coming on, Joey, and making some comments. I appreciate that. I haven't seen you for a while. I've seen some of your videos. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit judicious with this in terms of like, I really don't want to cover up what's happening here because I just really like it so much. So I'm going to try to layer on these inks lightly and see if that is really all it needs. I tried to pick out some colors in advance so that I wasn't fumbling around. I have so many of these inks, so many different colors. This blue. That seems like it's not quite the right blue down here. I have also this purple. I just really feel like I want to try to, almost like a glaze in some places to really bring it together. And then I want to bring, I thought I had a green out. I have some different brands here. I've collected over the years. Some of these are, I think they're running out of juice. This one's one of them. I like that green. I don't know if you can, from your point of view, watching this, if you can see how it's changing. I like to try to zoom in and then half the time I forget to zoom out and then you can't see what I'm doing. Try to move this over and make sure that you can see it. Oh, my paint, I do not have enough space over here. My paint palette is in the way over there. Oh, that might be too yellow. Well, I think the thing that I like about these inks is I can always come back on top of it with another one and tone it down. I don't know, maybe that's actually kind of nice. Kind of strengthen that yellow in there. I really just like how colorful this is. You can see it. That's good, Joey. Thanks for letting me know that you can kind of see it. It is subtle, but I wanted to keep it subtle because I like this piece. I do want to strengthen this. I kind of a little bit leery about using this black, but down here in this corner, I kind of want to use it. So let's see what happens. Just to darken that corner up. I think that's working. I just feel like these edges need to be brought in to make this, to finish it up. And actually, you know, I just posted a video on Saturday, last Saturday, because I was up north in Michigan, and I talked about, you know, how these panels kind of emerged out of my whole year of like making YouTube videos. You know, like I just don't think I would have found my way to this art without YouTube's help, in the sense that it just really, I made the commitment to, you know, uploading. So I had to be making art, and I didn't even know what I was making at the time I started. You know, I changed what it was that I was doing until I just started working with these, and this just really spoke to me. So I'm really excited because I think I finished I think I'm finished with 17, and I've got 7 more that I just started working on last night. So I'm pretty excited about that. And the other thing I did was I submitted 6 of my pieces to 2 different art shows here in Michigan. I'm going to put something right here. I feel like I want to sweep this around here a little bit. And I want to use this green again. But so anyway, I will find out on Monday if I get into one of the shows up in Petoskey, Michigan, which is in northern Michigan. And I'm nervous. I don't know if I'll, you know, I have no idea. I've never done it before. So I guess you won't know unless you try, right? Oh, yeah. Um, Joey just said, I relate to that message. I have ideas and they always change as soon as I begin. Yeah. Yeah. It's, well, that's where, you know, on this one, I'm orienting it this way, and I've been working on it this way, but how, you know, what did the things that I do to it, how did it change turning it this way? I think it still works. Maybe this area would be slightly different. Maybe a little darker over in here. Maybe not so abrupt. I thought I had, let's see. I'm starting to get all my, I tried to color code these. You know, you can buy this big set of these brushes and they come in all different colors. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just use the, you know, I'm going to color match them. Then I start to lose, which one is which? I take all the caps off and I can't tell anymore. I don't know, maybe I lost a little something in there. I don't know if I can wipe that away. I haven't tried it. And I don't know if these are actually, oh yeah, I can wipe that away back. I don't know, maybe I actually do need to bring in some acrylic paint in this spot. It just feels a little disjoint there, but I don't want it to be too literal either. That's one thing you know, I try not to be, I don't want to be too literal. I don't know, that's just me. I like to leave part of the work to me is the viewer brings their interpretation of the work to the piece. So that's important to me. Okay, so that changed that, but I'm not sure that I like that in this orientation. Like I wanted to bring this way. I just really think I like it the other way the best. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of keep working with that here. And maybe I'll have to bring in some of my Brusho or something. I like to use those Brusho crystals because I think I have some gray, because I don't finish my thoughts as I'm working. The Brusho crystals, they kind of do their own thing, and I like the way that effect works. Oh, I want this gray. This is what I was looking for. Am I still on the screen? Okay. I wanted to bring this like a gray-green in here. And maybe this whole area needs to, I think I might need to do something else to that area there. I don't want to lose the light. Okay, let's see. I've got all my lids off on all of my inks, and I'm going to try to put a little water in here and decide what color of Brusho I might want to put on there. I want it to be kind of dark. I really like this burnt sienna. The thing about the Brusho is it's water based, so if I put water or wet it over the top, it kind of washes back. I mean, it wipes off. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Thanks for your comment about the being nervous. Yeah, I mean, about the art show, it would be just really cool if it was funny because I was thinking back and I was like, oh, I've never, done an art show. And then I thought, what are you talking about? You completely forgot. When I was in high school, I took an art class my senior year. All my friends were taking calculus. I said, I am not taking calculus. I want to do something fun. I'm going to take art. And then I ended up studying art when I first went to school. And then I changed to landscape architecture. But at any rate, when I was in high school, I did this pastel drawing of a cardinal or something. And it was in the Ann Arbor Art Center student show back in, I don't know, would have been 1981, I guess it was. I kind of like this better now that this is darker here. And anyway, and then I forgot that I also, and I don't even know how this came about, but after I went on my painting trip to Italy when I was in graduate school, that was also a long, long time ago, somehow I entered one of my watercolors. I'm just sort of waiting to see how this dries here. I entered one of my landscape watercolors into the Scarab Club in Detroit, and it was in one of their shows. And so I thought, you know what? You actually have done some shows. You just didn't remember. It's been so long. I'm just letting this color move, but trying to control it a little bit more than I normally do. Only because, like I said, I really like this piece. And speaking of nervous, I was nervous about this piece because I like it. Well, I feel like I need to do something more like that elsewhere. I like that. And I think maybe I need to do a little more of that. And maybe it's here. I've got some purple and some ultramarine that might go good right down in here. Kind of focusing on this bottom part, but I just feel like it needs a little bit of, excuse me, I think I inhaled the Brusho. I did. Anyway, I feel like it needs something to hold this, the light coming in down here. I lost my spray bottle. Okay, here it is. The dog just came in along with my husband. Hi, Marco. Let's see how that moves around a little bit. JJ, the dog, she is looking for a treat. She's getting her treats. I think I kind of like that. And maybe after that's dry some more, I can maybe blend. I just like this whole area right in here. I don't really want to do anything to that, but at the same time, I want it to feel like it's all one piece. Maybe this is, I don't know if that's too different down here, but maybe when this is dry, I've never tried putting the ink over the top of that. So that might be kind of an interesting experiment. So I think that I should let this dry. And then I think I can bring that other painting back up here. I guess, it's funny. I call these paintings, I don't know if they're paintings. They're like, mixed media art pieces, I guess. I call them paintings, but they're not. They're kind of not really. What happened to this way? It enclosed it, but it could still be cave-like, could still orient it this way. Okay, I'll set this aside and get the other one back out. See how it's doing. It's still quite wet. Oh, I just love these colors in this one. Thanks for the comments. I appreciate that. So this is still really, really wet. I don't know. I really like these colors. I'd like to see what it's starting to look like when it gets dry. Gosh, I've got all these lids out. I was thinking let me stack some of these up here and prop this up and we can look at it from some different orientations and see if anything is revealing itself. I don't know if you're getting some glare off of that, but I just love this right now. I don't want to do anything else to it until it dries. Really like these colors. And that is pretty cool. And I think you can still see the collage underneath there. I don't know what this is going to be. I still don't know what it's going to be. But I do like the direction. I do like the color. And, after it dries again, probably what I try to do is I look for passages of where I need, to add light or to add dark. and to get the contrast and the values right, because that's really what helps make the suggestion of what the work is. So, I mean, I could show you some of the other ones I started. I might as well show them to you while I'm waiting for that to dry. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I like this one a lot too. And this is the collage underneath it. This is that, these are these National Geographic magazines that I put, what's it called? I put Citrusol on it and it dissolves the ink, but not any National Geographic magazine. They had to be the older, like 70s and 80s magazines. And then when it dries, it takes the ink and it makes these really interesting shapes that I then use in the collage. So I love this one because, yeah, exactly. Forest for the trees. Yep. That's, this one to me is going to be that. It's going to be a forest. I'm going to do a little bit more work on this one. And then this one's sort of similar. I just really last night just was playing with the first, layers of some acrylic. This was just white acrylic that I put over the top and then just dripped down some water. And this one is the same thing to me. This is like another forest, but maybe it's in the winter. I don't know. I want to spend some more time on this one as well. And then, again, I was just going with what was on my palette. This one, I was working on it vertically, but I really like it like this because, and again, usually I don't, to me, this seems like an ocean and a boat right here, like a sail. And so I think I might work with that, how that feels. This feels like just no sky, just ocean. Maybe there's some shoreline here. Window blinds. This one is, this clearly to me looks like a sky and a landscape, but it needs more definition. There was some kind of cartoony collage piece here from a magazine or something. It's kind of strange. It's got some block letters in there. I don't know. I don't mind the colors on this. I don't know what this is yet. So I'm gonna, but I'll probably orient it as a landscape. Arizona mesas and window blinds. That must have been the other one. Oh yeah, this one looks like window blind. It does, doesn't it? And then this was the other one that I did a little bit on, and I don't know. Again, this one I think needs quite a bit more work. But I almost see this as really distant, like trees on a horizon, but I don't know what's happening. Maybe this is a reflection. I don't know yet, that one. So yeah, I've been spending a lot of time over here, and then I've got two more over here as I walk away. This one I didn't like for the longest time, but I think the colors are, when you see it up close, I think it's a lot richer than what it looks like in the distance. And this one I think is pretty much finished, but this isn't one, I think I started this in a live stream. I have to go back and look. Yes, this one is. I have to go back and look and see which videos I started to show of some of these. I started out like this, and then I end up, well, not exactly like that, but, and then I end up with a final painting, and then you all haven't seen it. So, and then this one I started a few weeks ago, and then I did not know what it was. It did not look anything like this. It looked a lot more like one of these. And then I don't know, somehow this came out of it, that I just saw this. And I really like this, how this one turned out. Two trees are not two trees. Yep. So anyway, I mean, I didn't intend necessarily to do show and tell today, but I think, I wanted to spend time on these with you. And what's hard is, waiting for paint to dry. So speaking of that, let's look at this one again and see. This is still pretty wet down here. So I don't think this needs that much more. I mean, I think I just maybe need to integrate a little bit more of the color, but I really like this one. It feels pretty complete to me at this point. So, that's where it is today. I was thinking I'd be here for like an hour today, and I don't think I can do it because unless I start I could work on another panel. A new band name, yeah, Wet Paint, for sure. I'm trying to get some of that water off the bottom. I don't know how this one will end up being oriented. I really like it, the colors. I kind of like it like this. I almost feel like these could be trees, and you know me and my landscapes. Always wanting the landscapes. So let's see, should I start something else, or is this enough for today? Let's see. Let me see what I've got here. Well, I'll just show you these other ones that are not, like, look at, this is an old collage. And I don't know where I was going with this. I didn't like it, right? So it's got some trees and sky under there. It's just, this is going to get worked on. It's going to be something else completely. This one too, like there's like some kind of collage element. Well, I think I did add some wash right there. But this one, these three right here, I have astronauts and sort of space stuff happening because I'm fascinated with the stars, and I like science fiction. And so to me, I want to make these three about, kind of science fiction themed. I mean, that's kind of picking my subject. See, there he is in his bubble helmet. So these will be something like that. I haven't started these though. I mean, I started them a little bit, but I haven't figured out where these are headed yet. So science faction or science fiction? Yeah, science faction. I guess that kind of makes sense. Okay, so, oh no, I have not read that. I shall put it on my list. Actually, put it on my list. I'll go look for it in the library. I reread C.S. Lewis's trilogy recently because I hadn't read it for so long. It was a good, of course, Isaac Asimov is a biggie, and I like that. Okay, I'm looking for the lids to these. All right, so probably, I guess I'm not gonna work on anything else. I gotta wait for this stuff to dry. And then what might happen is in 30 minutes, I'll come back and start working on these and finish them. I don't know. That's usually what happens. I sit down right after the live stream and I think of what it was that I should have shown you all, and then I don't record it. So I started out with this one where I didn't know where it was headed, and I still don't know exactly where it's headed, but I like what's happening with it. So I'll come back to it after it's dry. And then this one, which I think is pretty close to being done also. Um, I'm wondering, does it make any sense, and would anybody be interested if I, come back to these like next Saturday, or if you're always ready to see the next thing, I'm never sure. And well, like I said, sometimes I come sit down and I finish things and it's not Saturday. So, all right, well, I'm going to leave it here today. And I want to thank you so very, very much for joining me live, especially you, Joey. Go check out Joey's channel at Equals for some interesting experimental music and video. Really cool stuff. And if you're watching on the replay, thanks for being here. And I will see you this week, Wednesday, for another live stream. And you can always check out. Oh, thanks for that, Joey. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.